Welcome back to KP's Kingdom, cooking with KP, and today I'm going to show you how to make this amazing cheesy rarebit pasta bake. Right, a little bit strange it might seem, but I'll tell you what, this is an amazing side dish. Okay, let's get on with it. We're going to need all of this stuff. I will describe it as we go through the video, alright? But not a lot of ingredients really for this, but just get good quality ones. Alright, so here I've got a saucepan and I'm adding in about 30 grams worth of butter. You can use salted or unsalted, it doesn't matter. I'm going to leave that up to you. I like to use the salted, that's me. We're going to melt that butter down. Not going to take very long at all, and as you can see I've only got that sitting on about 30% power. And I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons worth of flour. You can use plain flour, use self-raising, it doesn't really matter that much. Alright, we're going to cook that flour down and get that all mixed in with the butter. We're making essentially what is called a roux, R-O-U-X, and once that sort of cooks off for a few seconds or so, we can start adding in some cream. Now I'm going to use a total of about 375 ml of thickened cream, right? Just bought from the supermarket. Don't have to go and milk a cow or anything like that. So we're just going to wait for that to thicken up a little bit. That flour is going to absorb the cream as it is, and we're just going to add a little bit at a time. Alright, so just give that a little bit of a stir, wait for it to thicken up. I've actually changed over to my whisk. My dexterity and speed is not as good as it used to be, and the whisk is going to help you prevent lumpage in your sauce. So just give that keep giving that a bit of a stir through, and just keep adding in the rest of the cream. So as I said, about 375 ml. Now here I've got some stout, and we're going to start adding in a little bit of that. We're going to need probably around about sort of half a cup, thereabouts. And if you don't like it too strong, don't go too heavy on it. You can use a vegetable stock if you like. There I've added 2 tablespoons worth of Worcestershire sauce and a tablespoon's worth of Dijon mustard. Right, get all of that incorporated and get that mustard all mixed in with the sauce. If it seems a little bit thick, add a little bit more stock, or in my case I'm going to use a little bit more stout. And now we can start adding in some cheese, and I'm going to be using about a cup to a cup and a half's worth of shredded cheese. If you don't want it too cheesy, don't add more than what I have, but yeah, if you like it extra cheesy and extra thick, just add a little bit more. Alright, but I'm giving you the rough quantities there, so around about a cup's worth. Now that cheese is going to melt down into our sauce, and the smell coming off that saucepan at the moment is amazing. Alright, so we can basically, once that's all incorporated and it's got a nice thickness to it, nice viscosity, we can put that aside and just bring that back to room temperature. Alright, here I've got a pot of water and I'm bringing that up to the boil. A nice dash of salt goes in, and what we're going to do, we're going to cook off our pasta shells. And here I've got about 180 grams worth of pasta shells. I'm just going to put that in there and wait for the bubblage to start happening. And before you get too carried away, just give that a little bit of a stir. Make sure things aren't sticking together, as they can do at times. So just give that a little bit of a stir through every now and then, and we're going to cook that off for around about 3 to 3.5 minutes, maybe 4. We're not going to cook these all the way through because they're going to keep cooking off in our next sort of step. Alright, so my time's done. I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm going to get a slotted spoon just like I have there, and I'm simply just going to get those shells out. As you can see, they're not cooked, they're sort of just starting to get that little bit of a different color on them, and we're just going to add in those shells into that rarebit sauce that we made. And if a little bit of that pasta water ends up in that sauce, don't worry, it's just going to help thin that sauce out just a little bit, because that sauce is going to keep thickening up as we keep cooking it. Alright, so just take those shells out nice and carefully, and here we are. We've got our shells, we've got our rarebit sauce. Going to give that all a good stir, get those shells all nicely incorporated into that cheesy rarebit sauce. Okay, pretty simple thing so far, isn't it? Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now I need to make up a crumb. So here I've got about 15 grams, maybe 20 grams worth of butter, and I'm going to bring that down and melt that. I'm just going to use a small fry pan, or a small wok in this case, and all we have to simply do now is just make up this crumb. I'm going to use a little bit of fresh parsley and a little bit of fresh chive that I've had left over from another dish, and I'm going to put that in there just for a bit of greenish, a bit of herbage, and I'm going to start adding in some freshly made breadcrumbs. So I've just got some bread, it's a little bit stale, put that in the food processor and you'll end up with a nice fresh breadcrumb. We're going to add in just a nice little dash of salt to that as well. Okay, and just keep stirring that through. We're going to get a bit of toastage happening on that bread. Right, as you can see, the butter has been absorbed into that bread, and in total I'm going to end up using probably about 2 cups worth of these breadcrumbs. And what a nice little topping for our bake. So just keep adding those in, just like I've done there, and once again keep stirring those around and trying to absorb a little bit more of the butter that might be in with all that mixture. Right, this is not going to take you very long at all. So just keep giving that a bit of a stir every now and then, and try and get a bit of colour on there. I want a little bit more cheese, so here I've got some freshly ground pecorino. You could use parmesan if you'd like. Put that over the top and give that all a quick stir. That cheese is going to melt down into those crumbs very, very quickly, so just keep moving that around, and I'm actually going to turn that heat off and just use the residual heat there just to get everything nice and toasted. That parmesan will melt, as I said, very quickly, and will tend to stick to the bottom of your tray. Now that pasta bake, all I've done was put the rarebit into a rarebit and pasta into a baking tray, grease that a little bit, and I've had that sitting in the oven for about 30 minutes at 180 degrees. Alright, and all we're simply going to do now, after about 30 minutes, I'm going to put our crumb in over the top, just like that, and all we're simply going to do now is just bake that off again for about another 10 to 12 minutes, again at 180 degrees. And as you can see, I'm making another dish on the other side. That's going to be another video for you to explore and watch. Alright, put that in the oven, as I said, 10-12 minutes or so, and it should come out looking something like that. How good does that look? Beautiful cheesy rarebit pasta bake, and all we have to simply do now is just get ready and serve that up. And you can serve that up with whatever other meal that you like, whether it be chicken, pork, beef, it doesn't really matter. It just goes great. It's a really simple one. I'd love to see you try and make this one at home. Thank you so much for watching this video. Really do appreciate it. If you like this video, hit that like button. It gives me confidence, should make you feel warm and fuzzy too. Hit that notification bell. You'll be notified every time a new video goes up, and share this video with all your friends on all platforms of social media. We are trying to get the name of KP's Kingdom out there. Please leave a comment. Love reading, love responding to them. But if you want to learn how to make a really nice easy side dish just like this one, which will blow your friends away, their minds that is, well, you need to come and join the family. My family, hit that subscribe button and you'll never miss another one of my videos again. I'll eat my cheesy rarebit pasta bake, and I will catch you next time. Bye.